Everyone, and welcome to another gameplay. Well, not gameplay, another game review. I'm your host as ever, Purple Midnight 8. Welcome back. Today I will be covering Ratchet and Clank 3, as it's known in Europe. So that's what it's known to me, mainly just because it's up your arsenal, which almost sounds a little bit inappropriate. So anyway, we'll jump right into it as usual. Uh, Everyone knows. You're familiar, I should say, because not everyone knows. Well, I should really just restart this, but we do this in one take, so fuck it. We'll keep going. Um, well, as you can tell, I'm not exactly very good with these sort of things. I should be there by now, but I get awkward when I talk by myself, so bear with me. So we'll get right into it. If you're not familiar, we'll go through our step by steps, sort of like bullet point by bullet point of different points of the game. This one isn't going to be too long of one. I also apologise that there's no gameplay in the background. Much the same as with Spartan Total Warrior. Couldn't get any background gameplay of that because obviously it's a PS2 game. And unless you want video footage of my TV screen, I figured, hey, there's no way I can get any fucking gameplay for this, so I do apologise. So, plot synopsis, as per usual. It's your typical standard thing. I should say this is a PS2 game that was re-released on the PS3. I don't know if it was a remake or if it was just a port, but I played it on PS2 as a kid. I play it on PS2 now, so it could be either, whatever you prefer. Also, don't ask why I'm covering the third one in a series before I've covered any more. This is technically the only one I have on PS2. I do have the 2016 Ratchet and Clank remake, reboot, whatever it was, for the PS4 that I will probably do at some point. But for now, I'm just doing a game from my childhood, so bear with me. So, when the galaxy is invaded by the evil Doctor Nefarious, the overarching antagonist of the series, and his Tyrannoid army, these are about as generic alien as you can get. Multiple eyes, humanoid, that sort of thing. If I mention them anymore, I will call them Noids, just because that's what they're called. In his Tyrannoid army, Ratchet and Clank are once more thrown into the fray, posing as an officer in the Galactic Rangers with Captain Quark, however you pronounce it, the Emerald Chin instead of the Crimson Chin. They must repel the invasion and defeat Nefarious. Pardon me, your pretty bog standard affair of save the galaxy from big bad alien man. So, like all games in the series, it is an over-the-shoulder third-person action shooter with a little bit of platform and thrown in there as well for good measure. Filled to the brim with unique and crazy weapons and gadgets, from a simple machine gun all the way to the infamous Rhino, which, if you're not familiar with, just look it up. It is a fucking crazy piece of weaponry that realistically should probably belong at Borderlands more than one of these fucking games. For the uneducated, it's a rapid fire missile launcher that just gets crazier the more you level it up. Alongside this arsenal of destruction are gadgets, usually allowing the player to access different areas and complete puzzles. Collecting these weapons require bolts, which is obviously just your currency that replaces your typical credits or money for a nice change. Like every game in the series, XP doesn't provide skill points like your regular games, like your Far Cry's, your Assassin's Creeds, your modern Assassin's Creeds, I should say. Not less like pick this, unlock ability. No. It's still present, but they are still present as we will discuss later. XP goes into improving your maximum health, whereas weapon XP is gained from dealing damage with your weapons. Upgrading them with new abilities as well as a cosmetic change, which is always a good touch. It's better than just new level, same gun, but you can put a new thing on gun. Looking at you, Call of Duty, Battlefield, basically every game with guns that can level up. Anyway, we're not here to talk about Call of Duty, but we might one day. Good God, that is going to be a nightmare. Anyway, I was going to add something else, but completely forgot it. Side content. Now, this is the biggest one in my little type up here. A good way of making money is collecting titanium bolts, which either got replaced or no, I think they did get replaced. Or it's either they changed it into titanium for this one, or they changed it into gold later on. Either way. So you collect titanium bolts, these which provide a large sum of bolts to purchase new weapons, armor, or ship upgrades. These are usually hidden in the game's planets, typically off the beaten path, and these are used to unlock skins, which of course changes Ratchet's appearance. I completely forgot to type up the whole thing, so I may have to improv a bit towards the end of this segment. Alongside these are trophies, hidden collectibles that are displayed within the Starship Phoenix's trophy room. Upon collecting all of these, a hidden door will open, which leads to the Insomniac Museum, a feature present in most games. All points are present, as mentioned earlier, but not used or earned in the usual way you would in any other game. They are earned by completing hidden challenges that, upon unlocking, will contribute towards unlocking hidden cheats, which changes the game's world in different ways. Progressing the story unlocks new side missions on certain planets where the player has to assist the Galactic Rangers. They usually involve fighting the invading Tyrannoids, defending against their attacks, and completing different objectives. Just realised that I said that I will call them Noids from now on, but it just said their full name anyway. Completing another planet, you will unlock an arena mode and an obstacle course. This is like what I spent most of my time on as a kid, providing different combat and agility challenges that reward bolts as well as contributing towards unlocking the different skill points. Now, here's the bit I'm going to have to improvise. On board the Starship Phoenix, there is a games console, and throughout the different planets, you will find little games cartridges where you get to play a 2D sort of similar to the kinds of Rayman in a sense, where it's your side scrolling, platforming, shooting, punching, that sort of thing, where you will collect tokens that then contribute. Well, if you get them all, you then get a titanium bolt. There you go. Doesn't do, as far as I'm aware, it doesn't do anything else. I could be wrong. I'm not sure. Forgive me for that. So now we go on to my little personal side, where I just give my little thoughts and opinions. Despite its age, the graphics and gameplay still stand strong against today's standards. Except for Ratchet, he's got a bit of a wang eye for some reason for a lot of this game. I don't know if that was just a graphical issue or if it was just left in, like with Tiny Tina, where they thought it was funny and just kept it. It's just a bit weird. His eyes are just a bit outwards. Provides a memorable and unique experience no matter if you've played the series before or if you are new. However, of course, this is an older game. The controls have changed a lot in the years since. So I'd recommend probably picking up the remake or whatever it was, the 2016 one, or maybe the sequel, because that one's a bit more up to date. Probably play some of the newer stuff before you play the older stuff. I played for my first time when I was very young, and I still play it today, even after I've played just the 2016 remake of the original game. Yeah, so I have recently finished this on the PlayStation. Might get its own video at some point, probably will, but bear with me on that because I've got other stuff I want to do first because I pulled out the PS2, so it's going to be a lot of older games. Still holds a special place in my heart, as well as being one of my earliest memories of gaming in my life, as well as being one of my all-time favorites. Just true. It's the same with my Pac-Man World repack that I forgot existed and saw it, immediately bought it, and it was correct. That is even older than this game, but I love them both very dearly. So anyway, thank you ever so much for listening to my 10 minutes or whatever of rambling. Possibly longer, possibly shorter. I don't know. I've been your host, as ever, Purple Midnight 8. Thank you ever so much for listening to me. Again, you can find my links, as well as Morgan's and my wife's, who is not here at the moment. She is out. Hence why I quickly banged one of these out while she was gone. Just as a plug, because fuck it, she does. She was in the Farm Together review and does movie reviews and stuff with me all the time. So yeah, thank you ever so much, and I will see you in the next one.